Hello you guys, this is a crying corner that I haven't done in 7 months because actually I was very happy and then shit happened. And anyways, I just want to use this as a brain dump instead of saying what's happened because that would kind of be a breach of privacy. I just want to say how I'm feeling, and if this person who has hurt me is watching this, then don't expect me to say anything in this video that you are essentially maybe wanting to know. If you want to know how I am and certain things, you're gonna have to ask me instead of talking about what actually happened. Although I'll probably kind of hint at it at some points purely to get some context across. I just want to speak about how I feel like within myself at the moment, and brain dump essentially, because I haven't done this in a long time. So yeah, let's just brain dump. I made loads of notes about how I'm feeling, and so I'm just gonna read those and then kind of elaborate, but not as much. I kind of feel like they very much make sense by themselves. But anyway, first one that I wrote down says, "It sucks when someone can't show you they care about you and they claim to love you, yet every single action and word and tone and everything just says, I do not care about you. And it's not their intention, especially when you haven't been able to say, hey, this one thing hurts me, or please don't speak like that to me, or please don't do these things." And by things, I mean little things, because we don't usually address the smaller things that bother us, like people's tones or words they use and things like that. But what if it's actually because they've taken away the safe space that they originally gave you to speak about these things, and you no longer feel safe and you can no longer speak and say, hey, that hurt. So they keep saying and doing what's hurting you, but in the name of honesty, and you start to feel like you aren't a human to them or anyone. Pretty much. Yeah, it's just kind of dehumanizing when someone who claims to love you treats you the opposite way, and not even like say someone fucks up with you, say someone you love, like whether it's a best friend, partner, family, like say someone you really love fucks up with you in a big way. You're obviously gonna speak about that big thing, right? But that's not enough. People don't talk about the bit that comes after apologies. Whether you want to move forward with that person or not, whether it's the friendship, relationship, whatever it is, that person should turn around and support you and comfort you, and also say, how can I make this up to you? And not in a beggy kind of way, but in a way of, I ruined this, let me fix it. And it's not even a let's continue this relationship. It's a, I gave you a safe space at the beginning of this, and I'm not going to take away that safe space when you need it most. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. My next one is, sometimes you have to let people hurt themselves, even if it hurts you, because ultimately they're the one who lives with it, not you, and you can't change what they're going to do. People self-destruct in different ways, and I feel like currently my self-destruction is isolation. I haven't spoken to anyone in like a week, apart from my family that I live with obviously, and also my in real life friends, but like I haven't texted anyone in like a week. And it's not that I am ignoring my friends, it's not that I'm ignoring the people who do care about me and are showing me that they care about me. It's that I physically don't have the mental capacity or energy to speak to people. I mean, I might as well just say it now, but part of that is because last week I was very close to like, we taking the hint there? To attempt. Like, I literally woke up and was thinking, okay, how can I not live anymore? Like, it was really bad last week, and that was when I stopped talking to people. And even though I'm doing better today, I don't feel like I'm stable enough to have continuous communication with everyone. And I will get back to everyone, and I feel bad because like today I posted a fucking B-reel. I haven't been on my phone, right? So like I had to take my phone to university because my parents freak out if I don't. And I was like, B-reel just fucking popped up, let me take a B-reel. So I feel bad about it, and that kind of brings me into my next point, which is I feel sad and disappointed in myself that I've allowed someone else's actions and negative behavior to make me upset to the point of feeling so depressed, low, and even suicidal. And like, I I don't really want to word it in that way of like, oh, I'm disappointed in myself for feeling suicidal over someone else's actions. I'd rather word it in the sense of like, I feel sad that I opened myself up so much and someone took advantage of that, whether that was the intention or not. And it wasn't, but whether that was the intention or not, in any scenario, I feel like shit that I've opened myself up so much to allow myself to get hurt so badly. And I know that's kind of like part of the fucking human experience, especially when you love so many people. But it's like, I don't, like, this person has so much control over me, and like over the past few days only, I've been like, you know what, actually I'm taking that control back. I don't want you to have that control over me anymore. Doesn't mean I don't love you. I do. I love you to pieces, but I don't want you to have that control over me anymore, and you can go do you and I'll go do me, and whatever that fucking means at the end of the day, whether it's we return to each other or we don't. I of course want us to, but whether we do or don't, at least I've protected myself in a healthy way from being hurt and disappointed and let down all over again. This person self-destructs a lot, and it hurts when someone you love self-destructs, because you want to wrap them up and protect them, and you want to be like, I love you, I'll protect you, I'll look after you. And maybe that's just my natural nature, but I can't do that forever. I can't keep doing that when that's not being returned. This person who says they love me is not returning the, I'm gonna protect you, I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna look after you whenever you are hurt. Whatever is causing that hurt, I'm gonna wrap you up and look after you. And I can't continue that way. It needs to be returned in all my relationships. In every single relationship I have with anyone and everyone, that shit needs to be returned for me to exist within it. And I also wanted to make a small note here about how, like, we don't often talk about the spectrum of being suicidal. Like, there are people just kind of think it's being depressed and then literally attempting, where it's such a long spectrum of like feeling low to that point, and then there's like another bit where it's like feeling low and literally fantasizing about doing it but not doing it, and then there's like fantasizing about doing it and planning it and then not doing it, and then fantasizing about doing it, planning it, and doing it. That's the spectrum of suicidality. I'm making up words. And I'm in the middle. I know personally I would never do something if I knew it would be the end of my life. I get to points where I'm so low that I am planning it, because, or not planning it, I'm not like, oh my god, on Monday I'm gonna do this. It's not like that. It's more so like I'm thinking of doing it, but I would never. And like, if I took action on that, I would take action on that in a way that isn't fatal. Basically, I should have put a really big trigger warning at the beginning of this, but basically self-harm and things like that. But look up the spectrum of being suicidal, because it's actually very interesting. And I know I don't seem it right now. That's because I'm not right now. I actually had a great day the other day. And I do still feel that low. I'm just very good at acting. It's crazy how someone else's infidelity, disloyalty, or even self-destructive coping mechanisms can make you feel so worthless. And I'm sat here going, what is it? What did I do wrong? Is it true that all those boys when I was a kid said I'm too flat and no one will love me because their behavior, like this person's behavior, reinforces such comments that I would get growing up? And it sucks, but it's not a reflection of me, it's a reflection of them. But saying that means nothing when you're hurt. You know, it's like saying to someone, it's gonna be okay, and they're literally like, their head is in a noose, do you know what I mean? Ultimately, I think I've ended up with an understanding that I don't mean much to this person, or at the very least, that they've made me feel that way. Because you don't want to deny someone's feelings. Like, if someone truly cares about you, if they don't show you that, you still can't turn around and say, you don't care about me. You can kind of just say, well, you've made me feel that way. And nothing's to say I don't want this person in my life or to come back, because of course I do. But who am I to stop them from doing what they want? If their path leads them back to me, I'll be grateful. And if it doesn't, then what can I do? I've fought for my position in this person's life over and over, and it's up to them if they want my love or not. I want their love, but I'm never going to force someone to stay, nor force myself to mean something to them if I just don't mean anything at all. And I just feel like I wanted to sit here and I wanted to cry and I wanted to show how low I was, and I wanted it to be raw and real, and I wanted it to not sound so constructed, because shit like that is so fake. So the first two songs are Gilded Lily by Cults. Fucking love Cults. That entire song, essentially the line that's repeated is, haven't I given enough? And that's a big fucking mood at the moment. The second one is the song Pull My Heart Away by Jack Penate. I probably just butchered his name, but not the whole song, but like certain parts. I think there's a bit where it's like, I need to take myself away, and then it's like, and it's easy for me that nobody's listening. Like that's the easier option, that nobody's listening, because it forces you to isolate, is essentially what that line is saying. And then obviously the literal chorus, which is like, I will have to pull my heart away. It's just separating yourself emotionally from situations, because you have to just, the less you care, like the less it affects you, I guess. And I'm not saying I care less about this person. I don't. I think this is the person I'm gonna care about the most for the rest of my life, regardless of what happens between us, and they know that. But just care less about the situation, and like it, just zoom out and not make it such a big deal in your own brain. So that's the first two songs. Then like a good chunk of this song, Nostalgia by Suki Waterhouse, is how I feel. Like a good chunk of it, not all of it, but like a good chunk of it. Like a good chunk. And the song All I Want to Hear, I think that's what it's called, the new 1975 song, slays. But the whole song pretty much is how I feel from what I remember. But obviously mainly the chorus where it repeats, all I want to hear is that you love me, all I want to hear is you say that you love me, and like that hits as well. I don't know if I'm missing one. I feel like I'm missing one, but there's another one, which is Ash's new single, Love Is Letting Go, feat. Diane Keaton, which is such a crazy feature. Yeah, again, the whole song, but especially the chorus, because the chorus is like, if you come back, I'll be waiting. If you come back, I'll be right here. Like that kind of, like, I'm not waiting for you, but if you come back, you will have something to come back to. Yeah, I want to say more. I kind of want to say more, in the sense of, oh, this is how I feel about this situation and this person, but ultimately, where is that gonna get me? If this person wants to speak to me and find out themselves, they can. Do I think they will? I want them to. I want to be able to communicate with the person that I love. I want the person that I love to be in my life, and I want us to fix things, but I've been through this too many times to know that you can't force that shit, otherwise it just doesn't go your way. And it just gets worse. So if that person wants to speak to me one day, they can. If they want to come back, they can. There's a lot more to it. I love this person and I'm gonna love them for the rest of my life, and I don't want anyone else. But I am tired of feeling like a shop where they just come in and out when they want to, and it hurts every time they leave, and I just want to be treated like a human being, let alone someone that they say they love. So if they don't want that, they don't want that, and that's okay, and I'll go find something new. Not someone, but something. I'm okay to say that right now, but watch, when I go to therapy next week, I'll be fucking sobbing my fucking eyes out saying that. I'll be like, no, I don't want to. Life. Anyway, I'm not dead. Still wanna be. What can you do? Still fucking gorgeous though. Slay. I'm slaying. I'm slaying! I have a mini skirt on and you can see my ass, so I'm kind of scared to get up because the boob is, but it's fine. These are my life, look how beautiful they are. And to end this video, I want to tell everyone, I think my new tutor is hot. He's like 27 and 6 feet tall, and I'm just here and I was like, I'm joking, I'm not a fucking creep. But I'm just saying, I can appreciate that he is an attractive man. And if that person is watching this, which I, in a way, hope that you have, one, I hope you're okay and that you're looking after yourself properly and not self-destructing in other ways. I love you. I'm not going to withhold that from you, because withholding I love you is emotional abuse in certain scenarios. You have to research it. I want us to talk again one day, whether it's now or in 5 months time or 5 fucking years. I don't know. I want us to talk again. I don't want you to run away from me holding you accountable for how you've made me feel, because I know that's what you like to do, but I can't force you to want to talk to me or be here for me or anything along those lines. And right now I can't come to you the way that I would always come to you, regardless of where we were or how we were. And I want to be able to come to you, but you haven't given me that safe space anymore. You've closed that off from me, and I hope one day that we can open up a safe space again. You know I want you back in my life. You know what I want. I don't think I need to make it clearer than saying it directly to you. But just because I want it doesn't mean I'm going to force you to do it. And if you really don't want me, and you don't want to be in my life, and you don't want to be there for me, then I think the conclusion I'm always going to reach is this person doesn't care about me. And I think that's partially on me, right? Like, it's easier to tell yourself this person hates me, this person doesn't love me, this person doesn't care about me, because it would absolutely make no sense with your actions that you love or care about me. It's easier to tell yourself that, because if you say, oh, this person loves me, you're left with the question to deal with alone of, well, if they love me, why do they hurt me so much? Or why did they do this? Or why did they do that? And why do they speak to me this way? Why did they take away this? And you just have more questions. And so I think it's very easy for me to just be like pessimistic about the situation. And I love you, and I don't wish bad on you, and I want us to be okay one day. And I hope we get that. And I am angry and I am sad. And I don't think we can talk again without addressing that, and I know that that's overwhelming for you, and I can't do anything about that. I want to be able to take that away from you, but I can't. And one day you're gonna have to face what you did or how you've made me feel, regardless of if it's directly with me, like I'm taking responsibility and tell me how I've made you feel, or if it's within self-reflection or karma or whatever you believe in, or whatever process you take, path you want to go down, you realize. And I think for me, I'm like, let's just communicate that, because who wants to figure it out down the road that they fucked someone else's mind up? Why would you want to figure that out down the road? That's painful. That you'll literally hate yourself. And I don't want you to hate yourself. I know you might not like what I've said here, and I don't want to upset you. And even now I'm like trying to protect you when I shouldn't be, because what are you protecting me from? You don't even want to, I mean, I don't know if you do. You haven't made it clear. And if you do, then I really don't think you've made it obvious that you want to talk. But it's hard, because it's something that we would need to speak about for both of us to understand. Everything, and this is not the way to do it. But ultimately, I think I've said that word about 5 times now. I love you. That's just always where it ends up, and I want you around always. That's always where it ends up. You know, I feel like I can't trust or forgive someone without them being there physically. I don't know why I'm like that, but like without them being there, I can't trust or forgive someone again, unless they're physically there saying, I want to make this safe space for you. So it's hard, it's shit, it's been awful, it's been mentally taxing. I've wanted to die. It doesn't change anything. Doesn't make me not love this person. Maybe it should, but it really hasn't. So I hope we talk soon, whether it's just checking in or a conversation about things. I'm still angry, I'm still upset. It's been over a month and I wanted to get over it at this point, but I'm not, and that's okay. And I'm trying to be patient with myself. And I hope I do get over it, and I hope I can forgive you, and I hope we one day, whenever that is, can rebuild some sort of trust and safety. And I can forgive you whether you're in my life or not, I want to be able to forgive you. Like, I don't like holding on to things like that. I like to forgive people for what they do to me, whether they're in my life or not. I am ready to talk because I can't, like I said, I can't forgive you and then that's it, we make up, you know? Like, effort has to be put in. You have to show me that you even love me and care about me, let alone anything else. So I can't rebuild that stuff up on my own. As they once said, Rome was not built in a day. And there was another quote, but it left my brain straight away. So I'm gonna go make some chicken noodle soup, and I'm sorry if this was actually quite long, but wow, I'm fucking pretty today. What's going on, Slay? Slay. Hopefully by the time this is out, I will also actually have a diagnosis for my, what I think is OCD, but it might be more than that. It might be more than that. But I think the overall diagnosis is going to be OCD. Not the germ type of OCD, the intrusive OCD. Look it up, there's different types. Yeah. But if I literally almost cried yesterday, like really happy tears, because I was like, wait, everything might make sense if I get this diagnosis. Like, my brain will make sense, my actions will make sense. I'll have like a reason to tell everyone why I act the way I fucking do. Anyways, hopefully that will be happening by the time this is out. And also I have something quite exciting coming up in the next few weeks on here, but actually I'm currently living through what's exciting, and it sucks not being able to talk to the person I love about it all, but alas, what can you do? I hope you guys are okay, and I hope you have an amazing day, rest of your week whenever you watch this. And if you are currently not talking or separated from someone you love, then know that whatever happens, happens, and that's not always comforting, but at the end of the day, you will be okay. Whatever you decide is up to you. And I decided to go have chicken noodle soup. Okay, my nail's literally coming off right now. I love you guys. This was so long, I'm so sorry. Bye. I don't wanna say goodbye. Been so long since oh wait, I forgot to do my mwah.